But Tomorrowverse has released the second part of the Crisis on Infinite Earths trilogy to mixed results for both parts. However, this is not the first time we're adapting Crisis on Infinite Earths. The Arrowverse previously had done a miniseries on Crisis on Infinite Earths, which was also pretty polarized. What about this story makes it so hard to adapt correctly? It's not like the original Crisis was crazy convoluted or anything. Well, I see a few issues that could arise. Number 1. Nobody cares about the multiverse. One extreme is that nobody really does. When we originally saw Crisis on Infinite Earths get dropped, it was effective because it was not the first multiverse story. In fact, it was just one of many. It was first a Flash story, The Flash of Two Worlds, that started the multiverse. Earth 1 was the Silver Age heroes, Earth 2 was the Golden Age heroes, and then slowly we started trickling in more Earths. We did not jump immediately to let's destroy all existence. And I will commend the Arrowverse for not jumping straight into the let's destroy all existence. They gradually built up the nature of the multiverse. I cannot say the same about the Tomorrowverse. The Tomorrowverse only has like 6 films, 3 showcases, and Apocalypse Wars, yes, it makes sense in context, to set it up before they decide to go destroy everything. This is the first true multiversal crisis. There's also how the pacing of the Tomorrowverse as a whole is really disjointed, which makes it difficult to actually get attached to characters and concepts. More on that in a bit. Feeling disjointed and not really caring about the characters in the multiverse as a whole is honestly what made the multiverse saga of the MCU have issues. Glad to know that multiverse stories share common issues. The other issue we tend to run into with the multiverse stories is how you can get excessive with the fan service. The Flash 2023 was routinely criticized for turning the multiverse into a fan-pandering contest, and it only made fans angry. Shoddy CGI recreation without the permission of the original people's estates? It's here. The desire to punch your computer because you are reminded of better films? Yep, it's here. The issue with pandering is that we have a limited timetable here. It's a bit easier with ink and glossy paper because that does not cost as much as, actors and TV shows. Even if you're just using stock footage of them, you still have budget in terms of time and episodes. It's a bit easier to ask for more issues of a comic than it is to order more episodes of a TV show, or a miniseries, or a trilogy. Ah yes, the enemy of many, many artistic projects, the budget. If I asked you to guess what this location was, I don't think the Dawn of Time would be your first guess. The Dawn of Time of the DC Universe involves a hand that created the universe. Take your pick, Perpetua, Voltham, God, whatever. That hand created all. So the imagery of the Anti-Monitor grabbing creation amid the void in an attempt to alter it is such a strong image because we have the previous context of the hand that created all. This image is only stronger when you see the Spectre, the literal wrath of God, wrestle the hand of the Anti-Monitor away from rewriting creation. It's not like this Hand of God imagery hasn't been used by DC before. The DCAU and Green Lantern the Animated Series both used this imagery. Clearly, there are some budget limitations because I don't exactly think this is the hand that created all, creating all. It's not just the sets. Crisis has a very large cast. Imagine having to costume and choreograph basically a lot of people at once. Even if you could alleviate the need for physical actors and stuntmen with animated work, animating isn't cheap. Clearly, the Tomorrowverse's budget isn't high enough to manage all these characters. Then, of course, there's the translation errors. I'm not talking about translating languages. Like I said earlier, Crisis on Infinite Earths has a very grand scope to the DC universe as a whole. A skilled writer in a comic can make you focus on multiple groups of characters and multiple plot points without making you feel bogged down either by excessive continuity or just waiting for the plot to happen. However, what is acceptable in a comic might not translate well into a movie or a miniseries, thus things need to be composited, and compositing might be problematic because plot points need to be cut. Of course, when you're cutting plot points and characters, you need to find ways in order to compensate for the fact that you're cutting plot points and characters without making plot holes for yourself. Those are all the issues I find with the Crisis on Infinite Earths adaptation. Do you have any other issues of your own, or do you disagree with me? Let me know what you think in the comments. Please consider liking and subscribing and tipping the channel on Ko-fi. This is Cyril signing off.